I can answer that question very quickly. In the woods. So it's great to see you all. This is kind of what sort of kicks off psychologically, the new year, the new season, the new challenges for us. I hope you've had a great summer. We certainly always enjoy our summer. It's great family time. It's the one time from a coaching perspective that you get a little downtime and you have an opportunity to have family reunions, develop relationships with people that you've been close to, and continue to spend time with granddaughters and children and nieces and nephews, and we certainly enjoy that. Hope each and every one of you had a very productive and joyous summer. But I think that this is always about the time, this week, when I'm like, start shaking my leg again, my knee starts popping, that I've had just about enough of sitting around, relaxing, jumping in the lake, playing golf in the morning, and really get excited about, the season. And we sort of look at every season as if, we took a new job. We're starting all over, trying to reestablish the principles and values of the organization that, have helped us be successful with everybody in the organization. And, our program in Alabama is really all about helping players be more successful in life because they were involved in the program. So there's a lot of personal development things that go on to help them make the kind of choices and decisions that'll help them create value for their future and take advantage of their gifts. And obviously, academics, developing a career off the field. We really try to emphasize to our players the reason that you go to college is you're trying to prepare yourself for the day you can't play football. I think culturally that's changed a little bit, but it's still the most important thing for a young person, to have that goal in mind, to be able to be successful in developing a career off the field. And we've had a tremendous amount of academic success. We've been one of the national and SEC leaders in graduation rate, APR, the leader in number of players that play their last game with a degree. So we've been very fortunate to be able to help our players, in that regard. I think career development is something that is also an awareness that players should always develop relationships that are going to help them be able to launch their career when they leave. And obviously we want to help guys develop as football players and see if they can have individual success, whether out of Alabama, have team success, maybe be on a championship team, and see if they can play at the next level someday. So we want to have the best coaches, the best teachers, the best facilities, the best strength and conditioning, medical staff, nutritionists, you name it. We want to have the best that we can so that, we give every player an opportunity to reach their full potential. I think the most important thing for us, in this off season and going into this season is, to sort of reestablish the standard that we'd like to play to, standard of discipline, also players that are going to be responsible and accountable to do their job at a high level, at a consistent basis, and also put the team first. It doesn't mean you can't have individual goals and aspirations in terms of what you want to accomplish, what you want to do for the team, but it has to be about the team. I think that, sometimes people see you when you create numbers for yourself and do great individual things, but you really get noticed when you do those things and the team has success as well. And a lot of our players have benefited from their great performance and the team success in terms of the awards that they've been able to get and the recognition that they've got. And, leadership on every team is also, an important part of being successful, because once you establish these principles and values and standards that you'd like to have in the program, you have to have people in the organization who reinforce those. And I think sometimes peer-to-peer is very effective. And you know, that's something that I think is important on every team, and certainly something that we challenge the leadership on our team to do a great job of this year to help our young players understand the culture and the standard that we'd like to do things to. And I think it's important for those leaders to set a good example, be somebody that the young players on the team can emulate, care enough about them to help them for their benefit, and serve the team well, because it helps everybody play to a higher standard. We have some very good players here that have had a lot of success and contributed to the success that we've had at the University of Alabama. You know, Tua is here and certainly had an outstanding year last year, and Dylan Moses, who was the center of our defense, and will be the signal caller this year, and certainly a very talented guy who's very productive, and Jerry Jeudy, who won several awards last year as being an outstanding receiver, and certainly a guy that has made a lot of big plays for us at the University of Alabama. So, but I think that the key to us, the key to our success is, can we internally reestablish the standard of what we need to do to be the best team that we can be. And that's got to be something that's done on a consistent basis, and it has to be able to sustain the season. And that's a challenge for all of us. You know, we have a lot of new coaches that I've been very pleased with the new staff that we have. I think, you know, the enthusiasm, the excitement, the new energy, new ideas that new coaches bring is always a positive. But I also think that continuity is very important for players in terms of relationships. But the one thing that this coaching staff has been able to do is a great job of establishing relationships with our players, which I think is, you know, the most important thing. You know, we have two new coordinators. Both have been in the program before. Steve Sarkisian has lots of experience as a coordinator, college and NFL. He's also got plenty of experience in developing very good quarterbacks, which I think is really, really important in college football, and has done a really good job in transition. You know, we don't change systems at Alabama. We change the system to effectively take advantage of the players that we have in the program. So that's what we want to do. Obviously, we'll do some different things and some new things relative to the new coaches that we have, but we'll also maintain the same system that we've had in the past. You know, Pete Golding is the defensive coordinator, and he was with us last year, was sort of associate coordinator last year, so he's got a lot of experience and really a fine young coach who reminds me a lot of some of the other young guys that have come up in the organization and, you know, had a lot of success. You know, I think from a special teams standpoint, Jeff Banks is one of the best special teams coordinators in the country, and we were very successful on special teams last year, even though our specialists were not what we'd like for them to be. I think we've added some people that may be able to add some consistency, you know, for us in that regard. We're excited about having the opportunity to play in the Chick-fil-A Classic to open the season against Duke, and we're really looking forward to the challenges that the SEC always presents. I think there's going to be a lot of good teams, a lot of good talent. It's going to be very challenging and always difficult to play on the road in this league. So it's going to be important that our players do their very best to get where we need to be to reach our full potential as a team and do it on a consistent basis throughout the entire season. So I'd like to thank, you know, each and every one of you for what you do to create a lot of interest and a lot of positive self-gratification for our players and college football. I think it's important to the fans that they have the kind of access that you provide in terms of information, knowledge, and I think that's very important to continue to be able to promote the game on the level that you do for the welfare of college football and also the welfare of the players who play it. Any questions?
Thank you, Coach. If you have a question, raise your hand. Again, we ask you to stand and give your name and affiliation. We're going to start right here in the center.